As we're extremely successful tonight in a lot of ways. Let's talk about this game. Let's talk about how terrible the Clippers are and what to be excited about with this Jazz team. It's the Hoops Nerd Show. All right, guys, before we get into it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, especially if you're new here. We're going to talk about the Jazz, also the Clippers a little bit. All I got to say about the Clippers is what an absolutely pathetic team. Utah went into this. They had to rest Keontae George, Lauri Markkanen, Yusuf Nurkic, Kevin Love. Ace Bailey is out with injury with a hip flexor. And it took Kawhi Leonard scoring 45 points to beat this Jazz team. And if you watched this game, this score is extremely misleading. The Jazz were up in the fourth quarter, and slowly the Clippers were able to just kind of build this lead. But this Clippers team is bad. They are fool's gold. So good job by the Utah Jazz. You've got to give credit to Austin Ainge, to Ryan Smith, to Danny, Justin, the whole crew, and Will Hardy as well for just being on board this ship. Although he's making a lot of money, he should be fine. But this was what the Jazz needed to do. And now, before we go even further, we're just going to look at the standings because that's what's most important. And this Utah Jazz team is at 12-21. It now puts them tied with the Clippers. They're at the 8th spot now. This Clippers team has started winning enough games that I think they'll eventually just put enough space between them and Utah that it'll be okay. And, you know, who knows? They may make some trades. They've had some injuries. I think Utah should send Svi Mikhailiuk their way. You know, he can hit some shots and play, you know, solid, spread the floor offense for them. I mean, they're just bad. This whole Clippers team, it feels like they're built for half-court offense, and they're not even a very good half-court offense team, at least while you're watching them. I'm sure with Kawhi Leonard, their numbers are pretty decent, but they are just lazy on defense. They're lazy on offense. They don't stop anything in transition at all. They are just... I'll tell you what, I thought the one that was the most annoying was Brook Lopez, who took 12 threes and made one of them. And Utah did not have an inside presence going with them. I mean, Taylor Hendricks, they had him playing forward. Kyle Filipowski, one of the worst defenders in the league at the center spot. And Brook Lopez would just bail the Jazz out with these threes. What a loser. Like, do you not want to play in the NBA anymore? What is wrong with you? They could have just had Brook Lopez go inside and do work, and he just didn't want to. It was bad. Does Tyronn Lue just need to be fired? Like, has this Clippers team just not given him up? I mean, it honestly feels like a bunch of older veterans that think they're too good to be coached. They're too good to listen to anything Lue says. I think they're awful. I think they're terrible, horrible, absolutely terrible, should be relegated to the G League. Terrible, horrible, awful. They should feel bad. And if you're a Clippers fan, if there's 10 of you out there, however many, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you. This is terrible. I mean, I guess if there's one solace for all of us, it's that this Clippers team might not give the Oklahoma City Thunder a very good pick when all is said and done. At least let's hope so. The farther up they can go, the better. I mean, I don't know how much farther up they can go, really. But they at least pass Utah, and maybe they pass up one of these teams. Who knows? Let's hope Cleveland just keeps dropping those losers. But anyways, it's hard to watch. Yeah, Milwaukee, if they trade Giannis, but they'll probably get something back. They're a tough watch, guys, and so let's just hope they keep winning somewhat. But this is where things are going to get tough for the Clippers because some of these teams are actually trying. Like Portland's trying, although their pick is protected 1 through 14. So at some point they're going to try to, although who knows, staying in the lottery doesn't seem that big of a deal to them. And At this point, they might as well try to push for play-in. But man, what a pathetic team this Clippers team is. They're truly awful. Truly awful. All right. Outside of Kawhi, there's nothing else. It's just a depression zone for them. By the way, Yannick Niederhauser, he has a lot to say for a guy that sucks. I tell you what, he could not make a single alley-oop. I could not believe how bad this Clippers team played tonight and got the win because of Kawhi Leonard. There was a lot of stuff going on between Niederhauser and Filipowski, but the guy couldn't make a alley-oop. I don't know. I'm just not impressed with the Clippers at all. There's a reason. There is a reason why they have been so bad. They are terrible. All right, let's talk about the Jazz a little bit. Like we said, they rested about 5 players, had some guys out for injury. We got a taste of. They went into the depth chart with this one by pulling out. Even Oscar Tshiebwe got 15 minutes in this one. But yeah, let's see. So Utah had Svi Mikhailiuk, who did not play well. It's a wonder. It's very clear Svi Mikhailiuk needs to be on the floor with better players, because when you give him responsibility, it's not great. And that's why, if you're going to rest Keontae George and Markkanen, which is absolutely the right thing in games like this one, you can just kind of be happy to know that Svi might not play particularly well. At least he didn't in this one. I think the Jazz should trade him. If there's a team out there that wants some solid three-point shooting and they're an established good team, Svi Mikhailiuk can help them. A night like tonight shows that he just kind of has to be on the floor with guys that are grabbing attention, the defensive attention. And when that's the situation, he does pretty well. Outside of that, no. And I would prefer to not have him getting these minutes. I would much rather see guys like Cody Williams, who had a nice night like tonight, get more minutes, right? Cody Williams probably deserves to get these minutes anyway when you look at this. The only difference between Svi and Cody Williams is that three-point shot, but Cody Williams shot it better than Svi Mikhailiuk tonight. So anyways, Taylor Hendricks played 16 minutes tonight. A lot of that was foul trouble. He was getting the tough assignments on the floor and was fouling. And so that's one thing he can improve on. And that's why these minutes are actually, in a game like tonight where the Utah Jazz are trying to lose, you get to see guys like Taylor Hendricks actually play. And not only that, but they get to improve. They get to work on the things they need to. And one of those for Taylor is obviously fouling. Tonight, he took 1 3, took 1 inside shot, and he made both of them. He's just got to figure some things out, but that's what this is for. And it's, to me, I'm actually encouraged by what we're seeing. The shot is falling. We just need to see improvement on the defense, and he just needs experience and time. And a lot of these types of games are just good practice because, like we've said, you're just not getting a lot of practice during the season. It's just, they just don't get a lot of it. So poor Markkanen with his injury / sorry. Yeah, I hope he gets better. Certainly seems like a disastrous injury to me. Probably should be resting for at least the rest of the season. Kyle Filipowski had his worst game of his career. It's another thing that you learn with some of these games is Filipowski got starter minutes tonight against I guess you got to give Brook Lopez. Sorry, guys. You got to give Brook Lopez some credit because he is a very good rim protector. He's just old and I guess lazy on the offensive end. But Filipowski could not score on him and really struggled. 2 for 13 from the field, 0 for 5 from 3. He did have 6 rebounds and an assist, but he was a team worst -18, and it's that rim protection. So he may be the tank commander for the Jazz going forward. If they're resting Nurkic and they have Filipowski guarding the rim, the defense is going to be bad. And at this point, we might as well not be looking at the Jazz offensive and defensive rankings because now they're going to be warped with the tank. But, I think Kyle Filipowski off the bench is likely what is going to be his future, and that's fine if he's really good at it. And, a night like tonight isn't the end all, but it is interesting how poorly he played. And he hasn't played particularly well when he's been getting starter minutes against starting caliber players, unless he's on the floor with guys drawing in the defense, a lot like Svi. Life's different when you're playing against the starters. even against bad teams like this one, you're going to have to prove it. It's not the same as Summer League where you just crush guys that are going to go play in, Europe. You've got to play against the guys that are, trying to win the game. So, not a great sign, but it's just one night. And we've seen Filipowski play really well in other games. So we'll just see how he improves. Bryce Sensaba, guys, at this point, I don't know what to say. He's at 32% now for the season. I wrote about it on SLC Dunk. You can read the recap there if you'd like. But the three-point shot is just not falling. He still scores 20 points, so that's nice to see. All of that coming basically from the field. 7 for 10 from 2, but 0 for 5 from 3. And that's kind of what he's been touted as an elite three-point shooter. And it, hasn't been panning out this season. 32%. Isaiah Collier is shooting 37% from 3. Isaiah Collier at this point is a better three-point shooter this season at least than Bryce Sensaba. Yeah, smaller sample size, but it's looking pretty good. And I'll be honest, like that like form that Sensaba has, it's just kind of, there's like a lean to it, and when I see something like that, it makes me think that there are chances for him to slump and be streaky. And there's been times where he can't miss, and then there's nights like tonight where he can't hit, literally 0 for 5 from 3. So 8 free throw attempts is nice. That's a sign of driving to the basket. But yeah, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. I don't know. I'm not super impressed. I would not be surprised if this offseason, if the Jazz try to if he's probably thrown into some sort of trade. Doesn't mean he can't develop into something more, but I don't know if what we're seeing from Sensaba can't be replicated with just other players. At a certain point, you got to show that you are worth developing, that you can do more than just kind of hit shots when things are easy. What more can you show? And we'll see. It's not like you should give up. He's got a full season this year as well to just kind of prove it, but I don't know. Utah is going to get a top pick in this draft. They are going to have free agency money this upcoming offseason, and they're going to be able to go out and get a solid guy. They may make a trade, some sort of consolidation trade. Like right now, it's very clear that Michael Porter Jr., all the reports are out that he's available for trade. Next year, there's going to be a guy like that, or even this offseason, there will be players like that you can add to this Jazz team. And if you have not proven it, then Utah doesn't, they don't need to worry about keeping you anymore. And this tank is probably going to be over next year. So this is it. You've got to prove it now. And the guys that are proving it are guys like Isaiah Collier. I was really out on Collier to start the season. I thought he was looking bad, and he has proven me wrong. He looks really solid. In fact, let's talk about Collier. He played the most minutes for the Jazz tonight. He goes 6 for 9 from the field, a very nice field goal percentage, 1 for 3 from 3. And this three-point shot, I was impressed. Like, this was a step-back three. Look, he faked out Kawhi, steps back, and knocks it down. And that form looks pretty good. You look at this. He squares up. It's not bad. Like, that's pretty good form. So, nice to see. And I think at this point, 37%, it's a small sample size, but it's enough to think that Collier might be a solid piece going forward. And so if Utah has a guard rotation of, Keontae George, Walt Clayton Jr., Isaiah Collier, that's pretty good, and if you get lucky in the lottery and you win the first, second, or third, or fourth pick, and you add on a Darren Peterson too, if AJ DeBonsa's off the board, that's a pretty exciting backcourt for Utah with Key, Peterson, and then off the bench, that's a wealth of riches at guard for Utah. That's why someone like Sensaba better be careful, because if Isaiah Collier is knocking down threes, someone is going all in on the emojis. I like it. But anyways, if Sensaba's not hitting threes and Collier is, and then you combine the fact that Collier also has 10 assists, 16 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds. Collier's nice off the bench. And so nice to see. In fact, something that's interesting. So Collier, who, like I said, he's shooting 37.5% from 3. That's like league average, if not better. He is 21. How old is Walter Clayton Jr.? Walter Clayton Jr. is 22, older than Isaiah Collier, you know? So interesting stuff. What is this face? why why is Walter Clayton doing that? I don't know. But anyways, so nice to see Isaiah Collier developing and showing some real signs. That jump shot looks pretty good to me. He's a baller. And so if he can hit threes and do a lot of what he does, and I like Collier's defense too, by the way, then something really exciting for Jazz fans. And that's what you get from games like this. You get to see a bigger sample size of someone like Collier. And what was also exciting about what he does is he was getting to the paint at will. During that fourth quarter, he was scaring me because Utah was playing well and had a lead early in the fourth quarter, and Collier was leading the way. And the other guy that is really showing some great signs, it's why you don't give up on guys too quickly, Cody Williams. We are getting lots of great signs from Cody Williams. Tonight, 6 for 10 from the field. He had a career high 18 points, and he came off the bench. 6 for 10 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, and he took 5 free throws. He's driving to the basket. The thing that makes me really excited about Cody Williams is that he's driving to the basket. Now, he didn't do a lot else besides this, but this is off the bench in 26 minutes, 18 points, playing 3 and D. When he's getting he's really figured out how to drive to the basket effectively. He's not a finished product even remotely, but he has figured out some things. And one of those is he's aggressively driving to the basket. He is trying to cram it on people. Like, he is going for highlight dunks every time he gets a chance now. And I love it. That is what we wanted from him. It really did feel like confidence was just the biggest thing for him. And now he's showing it. He's making plays. No steals tonight or anything. He did have one block shot. And I'd argue that he's showing some really nice signs. Personally, I would love to buy all the real estate on Cody Williams Island, because maybe he's just going to be an end of the bench guy. Maybe the Jazz don't believe in his jump shot down the road. Who knows? But we're seeing signs enough that I would much rather put my stock in Cody Williams than I would Bryce Sensaba, if we're just being honest. Because what Bryce Sensaba is being touted as is a three-point shooter, and he's going 0 for 5. Cody Williams was always going to be a project. In fact, just talking about ages, Cody Williams is also younger than Walter Clayton. This was always going to be a project, but the thing that Cody Williams has in his bag is that he is 6'8", really long, and he's showing some nice athleticism. And so, and he's had multiple times the last few seasons where he's been out with sickness or injury and things like that. This is kind of his first full year of development in some ways. And he's taken advantage. So the thing is, and this is what we talked about with Keontae, because I talked about it for 2 years, really, with Keontae George. We saw what he could be when he was at his best. We saw the flashes, and there were a lot of them. The thing with Keontae George was it was just getting those percentages up. It was not that's one thing I probably said ad nauseum last year, was that it doesn't take a lot for Keontae George to get into elite territory if his percentages just get a little bit better. Now, Cody Williams from 3 has a long ways to go. A long ways to go. Just looking at his 3-point percentage, he's at 14%. It's bad. But, if he can just start hitting some, it's not like he's taken a lot. What is Cody Williams? Let's see, basketball reference. Let's just look. I mean, it's not like he's taken a lot. Cody Williams. The thing is it's going to get scary, because what if Cody Williams starts shooting it well? Let's just go to totals. Shooting. Let's see. Totals. Let's see. He's taken 135 threes. Let's see. Oh, that's last year. He's only taken 29 threes. He's obviously not hitting them. But let's say he goes on a hot streak and makes like 10 of his next 15. All of a sudden, that percentage just rockets right up. Key for 3 at PG. Thank you, my man. $2 is super generous. Club Cody over Bryce Island. Yes. Scuba Tank. No, I agree. Unless Cody starts playing really well, then I don't know what to do. By the way, there was one point during this game, and I'm not kidding. The Jazz looked like they were going to win this game, and it was so annoying. I miss Luka at home. Can we go get Luka Samanic? Where's Luka Samanic? Where is he? Croatian basketball forward. Where is he playing? For Zenit St. Petersburg of the Russian VTB United League. Geez, Utah sent him to Russia. But anyways, can we make a trade with Russia? It's bad. Things are bad. Luka, hey, get them rubles, Luka. I don't know. But we could use a Luka Samanic on this Jazz team to just ensure some of these losses because, my gosh. And maybe we do that by trading Svi Mikhailuk to Russia as well. No, well, we won't go there. He's Ukrainian. No, don't do that. We just need I better be careful here. But we need to make some sort of trade so that we have some tank commanders on this team. Utah's going to get too good. Like, who else is on this Utah Jazz roster that you can throw out there? I guess it's Sheebs, but even Sheboy rebounds the ball. Utah Jazz roster. George Niang, but George Niang hits threes. Like John Tonji. We got to bring up John Tonji. That's the next level, I guess. John Tonji guy. Bring him in. Bring him up. We need John Tonji's efforts and services. Tonji note. Take note. No, it's Tonji note. Let's see. Who are we talking about? Cody Williams. Kyle, let's see. Kyle Anderson. Yeah, that's his name. Scored the most points for the Utah Jazz tonight. Off the bench. He also played the second most minutes. Yep. Next to Isaiah Collier and Sensaba. He was a +7. He scared me a lot because he actually solidifies things. It's one of those guys. Utah just has to trade all of these guys and fill in the blanks with like the Tonjis and the Samaniches and the Harklesses, I guess. I don't know. Who else do we got? That's it. We really need to get some Tonji minutes. P&W Ute, $2. Where there is no Luka Will, there is a Sheepway. Well done. Well done. Thank you for the $2. I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much. But we got to get some tank commanders on this team. We got to make a trade. Get a pick. Something. Like, we'll give you Oscar. We'll give you Svi Mikhailuk. I got to, like, worst players in the NBA. Let's just Google it. Worst player. Let's see. What is it? 2025. By the way, happy 2026 to all of you. 2025. Worst NBA plus minus. Bob Carrington, Bilal Coulibaly, Alex Sarr, Yves Missy. Wow. I actually liked Yves Missy, and he's playing terrible. No, don't tell me Keontae George. That's not fair. So this doesn't count. No, you hurt my feelings, NBA. That's because we're tanking. Isaiah Collier, no! Nick Smith Jr., he's on the Lakers. This is last year. This is last year. Oh my gosh. StatMuse, go away. Oh, you ruined my show, StatMuse. You're the worst. All right, let's look at this. Advanced. PER, worst. All right. Jarris Walker. Would they take Svi Mikhailuk? Look at this. We're looking at the worst players. Worst PER. Sion James, come on down. Come on down. Chris Murray on Portland. Hey, would you be interested in a lightly used Svi Mikhailuk? Tamani Kamara, wow. Draymond Green. Who's on Utah? Ace Bailey. We're going to hurt my feelings. All right, so let's get out of here. But anyways, basically the moral of this story is Utah's got to figure out a way to get guys that are going to lose us games, that we can just break the emergency glass and throw out a Luka Samanic, a Luka at home, and lose the game. Because tonight Utah broke the glass, brought out Shibwe, and he was only a -3. You know, he still had 6 rebounds and an assist and a steal. Maybe it's Captain Shibwe to lead this tank ship, right? Maybe that's what this is, but scared me tonight. It scared me. All right, well, guys, I think that is all tonight. Happy New Year to everyone. I still haven't painted this. It was New Year's Day. It's actually New Year's Day today, I believe. Is it January 1? Well, as of right now, it's January 2. But I want to a bunch of you made comments painting it black. I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to paint it black, and then we'll get the sign up. And I've got to figure out some things with OBS. That's the software I use to run this whole shindig. We'll figure out how to get everything correct. I think with some different settings, we can figure it out. But anyways, let's start the music. We're going to lower the volume here so it's not too loud. And let's look at our odds and see what happens if the lottery happened. And also give a shout out to the All-Stars if you'd like to support the channel. Look at this beautiful thing. The Clippers passing up Utah puts them to 8. Actually, just a quick look at this. I think Utah can pass up Charlotte and Dallas. Dallas is outright tanking right now. Screw them. They don't even have to protect their pick, and they're going, and yet Adam Silver wants to worry about Utah. Screw Adam Slither and Scam Presti, a bunch of losers. But anyways, Charlotte I think can pass Utah. Dallas can pass Utah, and I actually do think Utah beats New Orleans. By the way, the Jazz have won 3 overtime games, and Utah would be at the 5 spot. If not better. In fact, they'd be at they'd be right in here. Utah is definitely in this range. Now they've got to really push things. They should have done it earlier. They should have listened to me. But anyways, Utah can do this if they just make some smart trades, strategic resting against the bad teams, because they're going to have to lose some of these games when they face these teams now, because they won some games they shouldn't have. So anyways, if the lottery was tonight, what would happen? Utah keeps the pick. Massive success. And Atlanta gets the number 2 pick. That's crazy. All right, at number 8, they say Utah gets Koa Pete. Extremely nice prospect. I'll take it. But I tell you what, if Jaden Quaintance is there, I'm taking him. Trust me. That guy is an animal. He plays his heart out. I really would love some Jaden Quaintance on this Jazz team. But you know what? Koa Pete might be that guy. You never know. I think Yusufu is shooting lights out for Baylor, by the way. This guy is like an absolute flamethrower. There's some guys. Obviously, I'd like to get one of these 4 guys. And we'll see if that happens. But may not happen. All right, guys. Let's see. Let's give a shout out to the All-Stars. Let's give a shout out to the legend, Ryan Perry, the legend. The name means king. Jace, the ace Garner. Steve Areno, Stusser. Let him cook sturdy pots. Ezekiel Raisibe, the man from down under. Tyson Price, the price is right. See ya, Lexa later. Jordan the GOAT, Besserell. Christian House, money to Haas. Let's see. I always forget your name, Arx Poetica, because it says Arx Poetica. Robert, Hall of Fame, Arx Poetica. Osnar Grant, editor extraordinaire. Key for 3, PG, the OG. Thank you for the donations. And Patrick Kubo, the connoisseur. Guys, like the video. Subscribe to the channel. I will talk to you next time.